Just as Hijikata had predicted, the Shinsengumi received an official request to guard the notice board at the Sanjo Ohashi Bridge. As it turned out, the vandals were 8 men from the Tosa domain.
They needed 8 men to tear that thing down.
Literally, I'm pretty sure we went through this last time too. We were like, really? 8 whole dudes just to fucking rip a board out and throw it in the river? Harada and his division were well prepared and captured them when they attacked at the Kamo River. That was that. Harada was given a reward by the Aizu for his service, and he took the rest of the captains to Shimabara to celebrate. I had remained at the temple to eat my dinner alone and get murdered, but my heart felt like a lead weight in my chest, and it chased away any appetite I might have had.
What's gonna happen to the Shinsengumi and the Furry Corps?
Go away. You're not welcome. I will burn this whole room down. With me still inside it, goddammit, if it means that you will also die. Almost as if on cue, the door slid open and Sanan stepped through.
Oh, hi Sanan. Can I help you?
Can I help you? Y'all, this is how we die.
Yeah, I'm not great with drinking parties, so...
Sanan nodded in understanding, and his eyes beamed with color as he gazed
Please don't
at me.
beam with color.
Beam! He just shoots lasers out of his eyes. The cold full moon was visible, and maybe it was because of the nighttime. But Sanan's eyes possessed a hint of danger. I mean, a tint of danger. There's more than a hint there, honey.
Sanan.
Sounds nasty.
I think that I don't need to be anywhere near it. Or you. What do you mean?
Beyond comprehension, all right.
私が左腕を負傷し、薬を飲むことになったのも、すべてはこの薬をさらに完璧なものへと改良せしめるためだった。そう思えてならないのです。
Sanan's words slithered creepily. Wow, that's weird. And I couldn't bring myself to stop staring at the floor to hide from his line of sight. He definitely can't see me if I look at the floor. His expression was so unfamiliar and nefarious, almost as if he was being possessed by something.
どうしたのです？私の言葉を肯定してくれないのですか？あの素晴らしい薬をこの新選組に持ち込んだ行動さんの娘の君が。
Why the fuck do I have to think the same as my dad?
Right, like I'm just here to like see my dad.
Literally. It was obvious that Sanan was not acting as his usual self. Although, let's be real, his usual self is pretty fucking skeevy too.
なぜ何も言わないのです。もしや君も松本先生と同じように薬の実験をやめさせようなどと思っているのではないでしょうか。
What? That's crazy. I just remembered I have some chores that need doing, so I'll be...
Oh no, the stove! Just as I was on my way out... Nope. Bitch. He roughly grabbed onto both of my wrists? Excuse me? Bitch?
Ah!
Ow, my bones. Ow, my bones. I pulled against his grip, but ow, my bones. Far too strong.
Please stop my bones.
I need them, my bones. The horrible twitching madness in his eyes was too much for me, and I'm screaming.
Yo.
Oh. Wait, didn't everybody go to a party? What
right?
the hell?
What the heck?
Where did all of you come from?
He's underage, he hates parties, he's on sick leave.
You're right, you're right. Terrified for my bones. On the other side of his glasses, Sanan's eyes returned to normal, if you can call him that. The glint of madness may be gone, for now. While I felt relieved, Sanan had walked off as the others were walking in. But y'all just gonna let him... Okay.
Wow.
As I watched him walk off, I looked back at Okita and the men. Hey, you gonna do something? Be helpful.
It's good to see you back. You're a little earlier than I expected, though. I was expecting you guys to come way later.
佐野さんと新八さんは朝まで帰ってこねえと思うぜ。さすがに俺は体力が持たなさそうなんで途中で抜けてきたけどさ。
It's only the three of you then?
He already drank too much.
What's up?
土方さんは住谷にいた君菊って芸
Oh.
みたいだぜ。
Wait a minute. Kimikiku. Do we know that name?
Yeah, I don't know if we know that. Yeah, we do.
We will know that name.
宴会の最中ずっと隣にくっつかれてたからな。
Kimigiku?
ああ、すっげえ綺麗な人だったぜ。そんなに綺麗だったっけ？
This man has no taste.
Girl, I remember it. She was stunning.
Right? I can't even quite remember, but the name rang a little bell, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" Oh,
そう、僕、女の人の良し悪しってよくわからないな。
one of Kyoto's keigi, huh? She was probably just as beautiful as Heisuke said. They must have made a beautiful couple. I gazed down at myself, small and plain and dressed like a boy. Now I'm sad.
どうかしたのか。暗い顔をしているようだが。
Oh, no. No, it's nothing.
疲れているようだな。そろそろ我々は出た方が良さそうだ。それではな、雪村。
Can someone make sure that Sanan went back to his fucking quarters?
Yep, thanks.
Saito must have been looking out for me. Wow. Heisuke what just minor stroke.
Beep,
It's fine.
boop, you.
As Heisuke got super into cowboy beep boop. He leaves my room. Something brought him to a halt though, and he turns to me.
まあ、三男さんの様子、近頃ますます。
How is it that only you have noticed this? The two were silent, restrained by mixed emotions, eventually. Okay, apparently nobody gives a shit. Cool, I almost died and nobody cares. Cool. Even the captains who were with the Shinsengumi since Saito were beginning to grow suspicious of Sanan. Wonder what's gonna happen. Hopefully not my death. After that, the rest of the warriors who'd gone to Shimabara returned. They told me in great detail about the Sanjo notice board incident, but out of everything I'd heard, there was one thing in particular that caught my attention. They told me that when Harada and his men had been attacked at Sanjo Ohashi, one of them had seen someone who looked a lot like me. This strange person had tried to impede the Shinsengumi and sided with the Vandals from the Tosa domain. Haven't left the temple, of course, and even if I had been at Sanjo Ohashi, I would never have tried to get in the Shinsengumi's way. But if it wasn't me, then who? What could it mean? This news only fed the anxiety that I'd been slowly building within me. Couldn't possibly be that doppelganger of mine. December 1866. I was sweeping a section of the compounds despite being nearly frozen to the bone.
We passed the entirety of fall. Okay. Well, that should do it.
We almost died and then nothing happened. I wanted to help out as much as I could, but since they still refused to let me out without an escort, there wasn't a great deal I could do. Still, I helped clean our home, and that feels good. Hopefully they'll like it too.
お、境内を掃除してくれていたのか。助かるな。
Oh, hi, Kondo. Kondo, sorry, bro. You know how it is. It's got pretty cold lately, don't you think?
今日に来てからずいぶん経つが、この寒さにはどうな
God,
る
I
な。
wish it was cold again. He rubbed his hands together and blew on them in a mostly vain attempt to warm them up.
I picked up a bunch of dead leaves, so I was thinking about roasting potatoes later. Would you like some? They'll warm you up.
Kondo gave me a little wry smile.
キーモか。昔はよくやったもんだが。
Sir, why do you sound so sad? Is this seasonal depression?
Potatoes. I too once enjoyed potatoes. I flushed with embarrassment. Wait, why am I embarrassed? What the fuck? Kondo was a busy man. His management of the Shinsengumi was not easy. A man like that doesn't have time for potatoes.
That's why I'm roasting them, you
What
dumbass.
the fuck?
You've been really busy lately. I hope you're taking care of yourself.
まあ、こういう時代だからな。忙しいってことは、それだけ新選組が頼りにされてる
Don't forget to shower.
He's gonna work himself to death.
True.
In the last several weeks, Kondo and Hijikata had left the temple often to go meet with important shogunate officials. They scarcely had time to breathe, let alone relax. That moment, almost as if my thoughts had summoned him, Hijikata appeared.
This man is everywhere.
近藤さん、こんなところにいたのか。
おお、トシ、どこに行ってたんだ。探したぞ。次の将軍がだな。家持将軍の後見人だった一橋慶喜公に決まったようだ。
やっぱりあの人に決まったか。他にやる人なんざいねえんだから、もったいぶらずにさっさと引き受けりゃいいのによ。
トシ、将軍公になられた方に向かってその言い方はないだろう。あの方
Just
は
do your
東照
job.
神君家康公の再来と呼ばれるほど英明な方なんだぞ。
まあいい。将軍が誰になろうが、俺たちはその将軍の下で戦うだけだ。
Ah, that's a little...
俺たちが頑張れば、それだけ将軍公も徳川幕府も安泰ってわけだ。
Oh. Only 20 days after Lord Yoshinobu had been officially inaugurated as the shogun, the emperor suddenly passed away. It was especially hard on the emperor's younger sister, Kazunomiya, who had been married to Lord Yamochi and was intended to be a symbol of imperial unification. But everyone on both sides was shocked by his death. I was like, that doesn't seem right. He was succeeded by the imperial prince, a young boy of only 15 years. In the turmoil, the activities of the Choshu domain went uninvestigated. The entire country of Japan found itself thrust into rapid motion.
Sorry. Sorry.
Wow, that was a short chapter.
Wow.
Our new room is so great. End of December. Wait, 1867? Yeah, that's right. The year had flashed before our eyes. Before we knew it, it drew to a close. It put us in high spirits, having experienced a year without any major battles or incidents. As everyone began gathering to celebrate the new year, we discussed our hopes for what was to come, and looked to welcome the season with open arms. Then, one snowy day in the middle of winter... Is this our snowball fight day?
It's cold as fuck!
I felt its icy fingers trying to work their way under my blanket the moment I woke up. My breath puffed out in white clouds, and the light streaming in my window had an odd bright quality. Was it possible? What?
Oh my god. Snow time.
Snow day.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! I looked outside and gasped. A few flakes were still drifting down, but it clearly snowed much harder overnight. The entire compound was white. I thought it seemed colder than usual, and now I knew why.
Huh?
Amidst all the white, there was a column of black. A person. Was it?
Saito!
I hurried down the steps. He turned slowly and looked at me.
あんたか。今日は随分早起きなのだな。
So have you... What are you doing out here by yourself?
先ほどまで道場で剣の稽古をしていた。稽古を終えた後、雪が積もっているのに気づいたから足を止めていた。
He fell silent again and looked up at the sky, his face full of muted emotions I couldn't decipher. He's so mysterious.
If you just finished training, aren't you sweaty? I feel like you should dry off, or if you're gonna get sick.
あんたこそ中に戻って火鉢にでも当たっていた方がいい
Never.
のではないか。冷えは万病の元というだろう。
He continued to stare at the falling snow and gave no indication that he meant to move. I glanced down at his hands. The cold had already turned his fingertips red, but he either hadn't noticed or didn't care.
Do you like the snow?
He didn't speak, but from the look on his face, I could tell what his answer would be.
雪というのは不思議なものだな。
What?
Super powerful.
He looked up at the sky again, a faint smile pulling at his eyes.
Powerful.
美しいものも汚れたものも全てを白く覆い隠す。
It's like the whiteout of nature.
この風景の中に身を置いていると自分ではない清らかな何かになれるのではないかと。
I heard a spooky ghost story where this guy was neighbors with this old man in Japan. And sometimes he would help him out. Or like they both be out shoveling their yards at the same time. And so there was like exchange greens and high or whatever. But you know, this winter it snowed really hard. And he was shoveling out and he noticed like his neighbor wasn't there and he's like, oh, what? Maybe he's just taking a break or a day in. But like, you know, a couple more days passed and it was like, the snow is really piling for this dude. Is this like okay? Anyway, so he had like some like spooky ghost encounter where like his neighbor was like on top of him in the middle of the night being like, hey, can you like shovel my lawn for me tomorrow morning? He was like, yeah, man, I'll do that for you. Okay, cool. And then he's like, okay, thanks. And, you know, ghost him disappeared, but like by like crawling off him, and like you could hear him like crawling on the floor, like dragging himself. It was real weird. So anyways, he went over to his neighbor's house, was like, hey, you know, knocking on the door, like, I'm here to shovel your yard like you asked, hey. And you know, no response, but it was like, okay, so he goes shoveling the yard, and eventually he hit something in the snow while he's shoveling, and it was his neighbor, dead in the snow. And like apparently, I don't remember, but I think he had been like on the roof or something, like clearing the snow up there, and he fell and broke something, but he was old and you know, snow was piling up, so no one heard him, and he died there.
Wow.
It was really sad.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, so I hope I die before that happens.
What the fuck? That's an inevitable if you don't die sooner.
Yeah.
He looked and sounded as somber and serious as he always did, but there was a small satisfied smile on his face that I'd never seen before. Eventually, he turned to look at me.
中に戻らんのか。この寒さの中、その軽装では冷えるだろう。
No, I think I'll stay here and look at the snow with you a bit longer.
He looked at me for a moment with an expression I couldn't read.
物好きだな。あんた。
I like snow.
Turned back around as the snow fell silently around us.
So,
He blinked and looked at
どう
me.
した？何かあったか？
You wanna play? Oh.
I was thinking that maybe you'd like to play in the snow instead of just watching it.
遊ぶ？一体何をすると
We
いう
are so making a snowman.
Well, we could make a snowman or a fort or something. I guess a snowball fight wouldn't be very fun with just two people.
This is so false. His eyes widened. I love snowmen!
枕か。わらべのようなことを言うのだな。
What are you trying to say?
Bitch. Well, am I that childish?
別に悪行のつもりで言ったわけではない。
Honk.
気にするな。
Fight.
It's a fucking snowball fight now. Make a snowman. Do it, I dare you. Make a bunch of snowballs when you're not looking. He turned around again slightly more quickly, I thought, and looked at the snow.
だが残念ながら、雪だるまを作れるほど
What?
積もっていないようだ。
It's,
There's plenty here,
right? If anything, it's not enough to make a fort.
right?
So we have to do it now.
Fast! Pronto, get to it!
Oh,
I felt a little smaller. What a fucking piece of shit. I seemed to like the snow so much, but I felt like there's had to be something I could do to make him happy. Of course. I'm gonna shove
Ooh.
some fucking snow down your goddamn shirt.
We could make snow bunnies.
雪うさぎなんだそれは
What do you mean, what is Snow Bunny? His eyebrows pulled down almost imperceptibly.
Oh, come on, don't tell me you don't know. When I was a kid, I'd make them for my dad every time it snowed.
過分にして聞いたことがない
Then I'll make you one right now. Hold on.
Oh my god, I would love to just make like an army of little snow bunnies. And so that everybody coming out of the building is like, whoa!
They lined the entire lawn.
You're surrounded.
わざわざ俺のために手間をかけさせる
Shut the fuck up and let me make a goddamn bunny. It'll take me a second.
As I spoke, I began to search the yard for berries and leaves to fashion its eyes and ears from. Saito didn't move and watched me silently as I trotted around in the snow. For a moment, I felt like I was a child again, walking through the yard of my old home in the middle of winter. Before long,
All done. Bam.
picked up the bunny gently and carried it to him.
Oh my
Hell yeah, look
god,
at
he
that
looks
thing.
so confused.
He's like, what? What do I do with this? He stared at the thing in my hands.
yeah, isn't it cute? Here, I made it for you.
差し上げると言われてもこれをもらってどうし
Oh my god,
Eat it.
sir.
Eat the snow bunny! He was visibly confused, for which for Saito was saying a lot.
Yeah, you don't like it?
Swallowed and started to step back. I'm gonna cry now, you did this. He was silent for a moment and then,
手がずいぶん冷えているな
oh yeah, no shit, I just fucking made a whole
部屋
snow
に戻っ
bunny.
たら温めておいた方がいい
Oh! Oh! Until he spoke, I hadn't realized that our hands are touching. Oh! His long, slender fingers were cupped around my
Okay,
hands.
so what hand is holding this bunny?
Right, the way that this looks. We're like, we've got our hands like this. It's just balanced in between our hands. We're like, you can't move your hands or it'll fall. Even though the stinging cold of the snow, through the stinging cold of the snow, I could feel a faint warmth from
どう
them.
した頬まで赤くなってきたようだが
Yes, my fingers will fall off now.
Yeah, nope, nope, fine. It's cool.
With his deep blue eyes looking into mine, I feel very shy all of a sudden. I'm rushing to pull my hands away. My bunny! A whole murder has
そろそろ
happened.
中に戻った方が良さ
He
そう
doesn't even care. We just murdered our bunny.
わ
でも引かせては副長に何を言われるかわからん
Oh, yep, sure, whatever.
He looked down at the snow bunny. I unceremoniously. Oh, okay, good. It's in
Whew.
someone's hands. Whew. We
この
smiling.
雪うさぎはありがたく受け取っておく
Oh my
You
god.
better make sure it lives 1,000 years.
すぐに溶けてなくなってしまいそう
No!
残念
There was a hint of kindness in his normally flat tone. He inclined his head to me and then turned and walked toward the main temple. As I watched him go, I could still feel the warmth of his hands on mine. Oh,
Gains.
ah, the snow bunny remained on Saito's windowsill until the snow melted.
We have to make one for him every winter now.
We have to do it every day. What if we just kept making a new one and putting it on his
Just
window?
lining them like an army. Exactly. But we
Oh,
we should-
that we could do that too. I was imagining the like replacing the kid's pet
Oh.
when it dies.
We should put them facing the inside.
Nagakuna and Heisuke saw it and laughed. Get wrecked. Who knew, they said. Saito got so excited when it snowed that he made a snow bunny. Guess he was a kid once. Hilarious. We've ruined his reputation. I'm so pleased.